we are back to not an episode of What's Inside the Box, but it's another episode of number 2, The Filler. You got myself, my dude Kevin, and my boy Enrique, and we're basically going to talk about all the topics that we want to talk about. But before we get into that, I want to give a very, very, very special shout out to the homegirl Evelyn. She works at Off the Charts. It's a dispensary here in Palm Springs. Honestly, go check them out. They gave me a little insight on their business, and they do order in bulk so they can give it to the people a little bit more cheaper. So, you know, we'll put up the little map or something, or Off the Charts logo right here or something, and go check them out.
Their shit hella dank.
Dank.
Dank as fuck.
But let's get into it, yo. This week. What do we see this week, yo? What do we see this week?
Shoot, Amber Alert.
Oh yeah, there was
kid in DHS.
There was a local Amber Alert. They're usually always loud as hell, and they're somewhere out in like LA and stuff like that. But this time it happened to be in the Coachella Valley.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever search for that shit or not?
Well, yeah.
Like red Corolla.
Outside, it's very rare.
Yeah, no, because okay, honestly, the times that an Amber Alert actually catches me outside driving is very few. Like, I remember being in high school and all the fucking Amber Alerts would go off at the same time in class. Yeah. You'd be like, do, and you're just like, well, we can't fucking do nothing. Like, we're in class, you know?
I love the boys.
But, nah, I mean, I always try to do my part whenever I see it. It's like, oh, I think what was it? Corolla?
It was a gray one.
A gray Corolla this time? I mean...
With the license plate 8A3 I'm just kidding.
Fuck, you got that shit memorized? Why you memorize license plates, dog?
Y'all haven't seen the movie or what?
Amber Alert? Movie? Is that?
It was on Netflix.
No, that movie was crazy.
What? Okay. What was it? Was it the Halle Berry?
The movie?
I don't know which one it is, but it's like a first person point of view type shit, and it's like somebody gets kidnapped, and it's from like the people trying to save her point of view, and then they get caught up in it too. Like they were basically trying to find the Amber Alert. Like they saw the car, and so they try to do their part by like chasing that shit. And like once they got there, like they became part of the Amber Alert themselves. Basically, you know, they were in trouble. One of them died and shit.
I think what I took away from that movie was basically like from the operator's like perspective, because they had an operator on the line. And, you know, that shit gets wild because their job is actually pretty taxing because they gotta like calm the victim. You know, if the victim is the one calling, or you know, just like try to assess the situation, and that shit can get out of hand real quick, especially if you feel like they're relying on you. Yeah,
I remember when they brought a guest speaker into class one time. This was back in high school. We were all through a part of the HEAL Academy in Cathedral City High School, and it's a health program. This motherfucker got out.
I got out after a bit, you know?
Like the second he got, by the way, he recruited me, and this motherfucker quit.
I think I recruited this one.
Oh shit! But anyways, fucking, we had a speaker, and I want to say he was talking about all the calls he was getting, because he was an operator at one point. He was working as an operator at one point. He was saying that like at one point he just couldn't take it. Like it was so many emergencies, so many people like, yo, like I need this, I need that, and you know, they're in a panic, and you're there trying to like be in the most monotone voice, answering their like cries for help. So to me, it's like hella respects, you know? Hella respects to the people that are in that line of work. Because that shit would take a toll on me.
Hey, hold on. Hella respects. What if it's the blue lives out there?
Nah. See, I feel like there's a difference between blue lives and the operators. I feel like the operators are doing their job by just, you know, giving the ambulances or the firefighters out there, and then once people actually get there, you know, cops actually get there, like, them motherfuckers on some fucking dumb shit, then why the fuck you on some dumb shit, you know? Mm-hmm. Like,
what do you guys think about that? The whole, like, police brutality shit going on?
Well, now I feel like it's died down a little bit again. I feel like ever since the election came through, I want to say the election took everybody's like eyesight away from the Black Lives Matter movement and everything that was going on. Yeah. You know, but Black lives still matter. It's still going on. It's still a thing. Actually, I think today, if I recall, there's a case going on in Riverside where the cops mazed an 11-year-old boy, and the mom tried to help, and now they're charging the mom with battery. Like that shit makes no type of sense.
That shit don't make sense.
Wasn't it? There was a fucking video like that on Twitter or Facebook where like a grandma came out and tried to help.
Really? A grandma?
They ended up like throwing her to the floor or some shit. Yeah.
Oh.
Her grandson was getting arrested off some dumb shit. Like he drove all the way to the house.
Damn.
You know, he was scared as fuck. He was like, "Grandma, grandma." And then she came out like, all like with her cane, I think, or some shit. Like straight up grandma as fuck. And that shit was fucking sad, low key.
They probably broke her back.
See, but that's the thing is like, imagine if they would have taken it a step further and not thrown her and actually saw that cane as a fucking threat. Like,
fuck.
Yeah, bro. Why would you throw a grandma on the floor, dog?
Like that's some extreme shit.
That's some GTA shit, bro.
It is some GTA shit. Fucking punching people out of nowhere.
We're playing real life GTA, bro.
No, but honestly, I feel like all the whole movement, it hasn't died down. I still get emails from it. I still see shit coming up.
Yeah.
I still see cases. I still see my friends posting shit that they see. So it's still going on. It's still happening. It's just a matter of now when is the next big boom gonna happen again? You know, because I feel like this always happens in booms.
Yeah.
You know,
it's always
like
a
a
mass shooting that gets everyone's attention. Yeah. Not a mass shooting, just like a very viral shooting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I haven't heard much on a mass shooting in a minute too.
Yeah, that is true.
Mention it, like I remember for a minute they were going on, like.
Well, shit, there's no school, bro. There ain't no school to go mass shooting. Like, Corona.
No, it is true. Like, honestly, Corona was a blessing in disguise.
Corona did the job, like.
Because I remember fucking hearing that shit almost every fucking week. Like, you hear, like, about a mass shooting, and let's say it was only, like, a couple, 8 people got injured or 8 people were involved or something like that. It was still something going on some part of this fucking country. Like, there was even memes going around, like, I remember I saw one, and it was like shooting range, and they put a school. I was like, bruh, I was like, come on now. But there's hella memes of those shits, and I think the biggest one that I seen and the only one that's ever like actually shook my world, and it was the first time that I found out this was becoming like a thing was after Sandy Hook. If y'all remember that shit way back when, like.
I remember Sandy Hook in Denver, Colorado. Some shit, or Aurora. That was a different one in the movie theater.
See, there's too many fucking.
Like, yeah, there's way too fucking many, bro. Like, I feel you on that shit.
But I remember ever since then, that's when it became more evident. Like, ever since Sandy Hook was when I just saw a fucking boom and a fucking skyrocket of like, oh, mass shooting here now. Oh, now a fucking movie theater that wanted to imitate the motherfucking Joker and so on and so forth and blah, 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 blah. And that shit just kept on fucking scaling.
Hey, dude in Vegas did some fucking damage, though. The dude in Vegas, 50 kills or some shit.
Yeah,
like,
I remember that.
It's not funny, bro, but, like, that's one, like, I always thought, like, damn, like, they went in there with 3 machine guns and a shotgun. And, like,
you know what's, 2 people. Okay, you know what's crazy? Actually, like, I can relate to the one in Vegas just because the weekend that it happened, the weekend before, I was at Life is Beautiful. And if for the audience that is watching right now, Life is Beautiful is a 3-day festival out in Vegas. It is very fucking beautiful. You know, if you take your shrooms, if you take your drogas, duras, or whatever, it is a beautiful ass fucking festival. It's all artsy fartsy and all this other motherfucking shit. But anyways, I went to Life is Beautiful that weekend before, and there was a stage. Okay, let's say the stage is here, and there was a hotel in the background. Like, you know, the hotels are fucking high. Yeah. And according to the investigation that came out, like, you know, like weeks and weeks after they caught the motherfucker and everything, they said that he had booked a fucking room for that hotel that was behind the concert, and I was actually planning on doing something at Life is Beautiful. But it was a good thing that the hotel was had no vacancy, because if not, bro, it would have been from Life is Beautiful to Life is fucking Tragic real fucking quick, bro. Because it was legit, like, the hotel was maybe 100 feet, bro. It wasn't even that far.
Yeah, like, it was. Yeah, a perfect view and shit.
And then and when you put it into perspective like that, when you put yourself like, damn, that could have been me, it hits different, you know.
Yeah, and what's crazy to me is like when they look at these shooters, they always gotta like blame like mental illness, or, you know, they go back to that topic, but it's like some motherfuckers are just evil. I think like it is.
Nah, actually, I don't. That's a different one. Like, I feel like I honestly have come to the point where I almost feel like there is evil people for sure, but I almost look at everybody equal. Like, at this point, Like, I always see, like, even if I see a crackhead nowadays, I always think, like, shit, you know, kind of like we were talking on what's his name podcast. Like,
Enzo?
I don't know. I've come to a point in my life where I'm starting to see everybody as equals instead of, like, kind of really hardly judging people, you know. But, you know, like, a shooter is a lot different. That you definitely cross the line there. You can't shoot nobody. But mental illness is I think it could be a factor in some of these people.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I
mean, that's not unexcusable. You can't be shooting people. That's
to me, the whole, you know, just going out and killing somebody, that's against the rules, you know. But to me, the whole mental illness and all that they try to, I guess, cover the person doing it.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a blanket, you know.
No, I think because it's a defense.
Because you do see it every single fucking time. Whenever a mass shooting happens, and then, you know, not fucking excluding like one. I wouldn't say race. Just white people, because
but not
it's a color, you know, just white people.
But what's the difference between a mass shooter and like a cartel member?
Hold up, let me finish my thought. You know, they put white people always in the focus, but you know they always give that.
Like, do the cartel members have a mental illness too?
Nah, see, okay,
They do it for the hood, dog.
See, now you're going from a mental illness and, like, mass shootings to cartel. Cartel is, like, a whole organization, and, like, that's structurally sound. Like, them motherfuckers are there to get money, and motherfuckers are shooting to shoot. You feel me? That. Like, they have a motive. And to them, to this, you know, if it is a mental illness, if it is just a mass shooting, if it is something, I feel like to them, their motive is
money. Which is rooted differently, but
not the narcos is rooted money. The other people, them is just like they root it to themselves, and it's more of a selfish agenda type of, like, because if they are that, like, a person full of hate, they're gonna bring that out, you know.
And some of them do it for vengeance too, like or whatever.
Honestly, it's hard to, like, we could come up with 1,000 different reasons why someone might do some shit.
See, that's the thing
Everybody's
about it,
a little different, like.
And the worst part about it is that people are irrational. Like, it could literally be because they dropped the motherfucking pencil and the fucking Mexican stepped over that shit, and now they got hate from fucking Mexicans because that's the fucking motive they have. You feel me? Like, it could be something as simple as that, or something as complex as, like, somebody, a fucking Norwegian, let's say, and they got hate for fucking Norwegians now because that Norwegian did something to them. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I said Norwegian because I feel like I always use like
that.
Mexicans and other fucking races as an example. But we're gonna use Norwegians now.
Damn, that shit. I mean, that kind of goes into politics. Like,
do you think that
slightly.
Okay? On top of that, like, Trump bursted that shit out. I'll keep it real. I feel like
Trump bursted what?
Like, I feel like Trump bursted a little bit more of the hate out.
Like the hate bubble.
No, I feel that. I
feel like it used to be behind the screen, but now that shit's present. You feel me? Like, it used to be like you find...
People aren't scared no more.
You find things every now and then on Twitter, but now it's like you see that shit almost every fucking day.
Yeah.
Like, before, I remember, he's like, what was it? On Facebook, they have, like, a warning, and you have to exit off that shit to, like, see the whole video. Like, I remember I used to scroll down and then be like, okay, you know, click to see that bitch. And then it'd be, like, a fight or some crazy shit going on. But now it's, like, they don't even censor the fights. You know, they don't censor none of that shit. They're just like, oh, you know, we get a fucking 1,000 uploads of this motherfucking shit all the time. You know, they don't censor at this point.
I think they just take it out. On the most part, they just take it out. Like, they just remove the whole thing in general.
Really?
Yeah, I don't see much of those anymore either.
Bro, I see them every now and then. Then again, I do be following some crazy shit.
Yeah. The thing about Facebook is, like, they censor a lot of, like, what you post. Like, for me, like, I could get blocked for 30 days if I, like...
You fuck with that or not?
If I say some, like...
Word, yeah, like, do you fuck with that? Because, like...
No, I don't.
Because Kevin's active on Facebook. If y'all don't know, Kevin's hella active on Facebook.
Yeah, and I know a lot of my friends on Facebook don't fuck with that shit either. Because it'll be some stupid shit. They'll block you for, like, 30 days or, like, 2 months.
So you don't fuck with that?
No, I don't. Because, like, one of the homegirls on Facebook, she was like, oh, like, where the pussy at? Where the G's at? Where the weed at? And then, like, she was going to get blocked for 30 days. You know, until
but low-key, I feel like that's part of, like, almost, like, if we go left and right, that's part of the left, like, wanting to censor shit to hurt less people's feelings. Mm-hmm. And then that kind of ends up as, like, censored. Also, they have other reasons, too, but that's one of the main ones.
The thing that I really don't fuck with is them censoring music that you're playing in the background when you're going live.
Yep.
Like that really gets to me because like I go live a couple times.
I think that's just stupid. I think like okay, for example, let's say if you go to a fucking let's say you go to the fucking Lakers game and you're playing music in the background and you're going live and you're hyped as shit like they're gonna censor the fucking Lakers game. Like, bro, I'm at a fucking stadium. Like,
exactly.
I'm listening to this shit. I want to let my crowd listen to this shit. Like, why the fuck you gonna censor me? Like, obviously if you're using it for a fucking video that you edited and exported and all this other shit and it's a final fucking cut, I feel it. Mm-hmm. But it's like it's just music in the fucking background.
And it's like, what, you don't want more promotion? Like that specific artist, like, I would want somebody to play my music in the background. Because that's, like, more people, more views that are getting exposed to your music.
Fuck yeah. You don't know how many fucking times I've gone to somebody's out and been like, fucking song is this? Like, goddamn,
For real.
But Instagram, Facebook does that shit. Well, Facebook and Instagram are fucking linked together, so you can find that. You can find that on Instagram. That happens to me on Instagram all the fucking time, and that shit's fucking annoying.
So y'all voting for Trump or Biden? You guys voting?
I'll keep it real. I can't vote. I can't vote.
Shit.
So Kevin.
I'll keep it real. I don't even know who the fuck to vote for. Cause like, they both suck, dogs.
See, but
I'll
okay.
I've heard my shit in.
See, okay. I've heard because I listen to the fucking New York Times in the morning. I work at Five Guys and I'm usually cutting potatoes, so I have my headphones in and I'm listening to fucking podcasts all the fucking time. So I listened to this podcast and it was about Trump and Biden and legit they interviewed diehard Democrats that came from families that were diehard Democrats that they had to switch to Republican because they felt that Trump connected more with the people than the Democrats were. Because to them, in their eyes, the Democrats are pushing to... if you guys don't know what fracking is when they go into the earth with the fucking drill and they basically just go all the way down and dig and excavate that shit. But it's really bad for the fucking environment. And that's something that's on the Democrats' agenda. But that, at the fracking companies and at the fracking places, like, there's people that work there. And those people is the blue-collar workers, the people that are working, and those people are the ones that are like, well, if they're trying to close that down, like, I'm going to lose my job. And Trump is trying to stay for America. He's more for the people. And that's how people are connecting with Trump in that way. Because diehard Democrats have switched to being fucking full-on Republicans. And it's kind of just like...
I heard that shit too.
It's like, oh shit, and that's one thing that I've seen that...
I think Trump was he appeared to be a Democrat, back in the day.
See, I don't even know. There was so much shit, so much controversy when he was coming up saying that he was like, fuck you to the Republican Party, but he was a part of the Republican Party, and then there was also some other shit that he agreed with.
Oh yeah, he split the fucking Republican Party. And somehow we thought he was going to unite the people, bro. Fuck Trump. I feel like Trump from the beginning just showed you all the signs of why you shouldn't vote for him, bro. Like, talking ill about the woman, like, just his conduct. Like, I would just based off his conduct, I would not vote for his ass. You can just tell, like, sometimes people give you a certain vibe. And
if I was an outsider,
I feel
like looking at us would be kind of a joke. Like, if I was an outsider. Like the way Trump speaks, like, just in general, like, the way, I feel like he don't take shit seriously.
Well, see, okay, I have
that's the problem.
I have homies. She lives in China, and she was watching everything and like seeing everything, and then hearing an outside point of view and seeing their Snapchat stories. They were just like, oh shit. When the election was going on, they're like, oh shit, America's fucked. They're like, America's fucked.
Dead ass.
Like, legit. Like, on Snapchat on their stories, they're just like, oh, the final season or some shit like that. I don't know if y'all remember that shit.
Remember when people were talking about World War III, bro?
Yeah.
That was an actual thing. Like, people were actually
2012.
Well, what was it?
That shit.
Bro, the fucking beginning, wasn't Trump just shooting shots at to fucking Kim Jong-un? Like, straight up? Like, bro, I was like, bro, that is like...
He was shooting shots, bro.
Yeah.
This was tempting him. It's like he was just holding the nuke like this. Like,
I feel that.
And it's the craziest part. I feel like we're on the verge of like another war. It really just. I feel like it's all it's gonna take is a couple.
I feel like we're
a couple wrong steps.
I feel like we're always on the verge of another war. But I guess in a sense, I feel like with the COVID thing going on, I think it might have pushed that back a little. Because, like,
we ain't trying to die anymore.
I
bro.
know, that's what I'm saying. Like,
We don't got enough
like,
hospitals for that shit.
I think in some sense it might have pushed all that tension away because they got bigger things to focus on. At least they're trying to like keep cases and numbers down within their own communities.
He's definitely fucking up this corona shit. For sure. I think this was the last straw for everybody. Because if I'm keeping it real, before this whole corona shit, people were still fucking rocking with Trump. Like, I know you were rocking with, for a little bit.
I was fucking with Trump.
Explain that. Okay,
like,
explain that. Why were you rocking? I remember this because I remember I was like, "How the fuck are you rocking with Trump?"
We ain't judging you.
Like,
It's all good,
I'll keep it
but-
real. At the beginning, I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, I felt some type of way. But okay, like explain your thoughts.
Your
Okay.
point of view, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, like this was like I think we were still in high school, you know, when he was like first getting elected. And you know, at the time I was just seeing a lot of like the bad things that they're pretty much how do I word this? Pretty much like how the media likes to cover shit up, you know, like you know, they're like really, really hardcore like on the left. So like I was like, well shit, some of this shit maybe isn't as bad as it seems. Like maybe Republicans aren't as bad. So like that's when I started like looking into like what is a Republican and stuff, and like what are the values, what do they stand for, you know? And it turns out they're not actually all just like supreme hardcore racist. Because every time a Republican would come on, the media would immediately label them as racist, and it's like no chance, no warning, nothing. So I was like, what the fuck, like.
No, I definitely feel that because I think Republicans get unfair. I don't have a problem with Republicans. Like, I think everyone has a different point of view.
Yeah.
But they get, from people our age and from just like liberals in general, they get very much like those vibes. Like,
it's because it's the shit they say, bro, and the shit. Okay, it's the shit they say and the shit they do.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel that
if the times that I've, you know, talked to one, like engaged in actual politics, and we actually had we had a conversation about it. Like, I gave trigger warnings. I gave my opinion on abortion, and that was the topic we were talking about.
Yeah.
And to me, I'll say where I stand with this. I'm for it. I'm pro-choice. But I'll say the full thing because I have a whole explanation behind my points of view. Because I remember someone says like, all right, well, what would you do when it does happen to you? You know, they're like, oh, you know, an unexpected pregnancy, and for me, it's like I'll take full responsibility of it. But if the person that I'm gonna have the baby with does not want to have the baby, I'm not gonna force them to have. You know, that's the whole pro-choice. But like, I'll still take responsibility for the whole fucking thing. Right. That was my point of view on that shit. But to him, it was like, what? No, something God. You know, it was like straight religion, and he was trying to shove that shit down. Like, okay, the Bible says this and this and that, and I was like, okay, well, separate fucking state and church, bro. Legit, I told him, I was like, all right, let's separate state and church. Like, let's forget about the whole everything that's religious, and let's just focus on what it is. What is abortion? You know, it's like, why do people need it? Why do people this? And to me, I thought I was trying to get through to him, but towards the end, he was very, very hardcore on his abortion is wrong.
Who are you trying to get through it to?
It was a conversation that I had with this one dude. It was like a minute ago.
Oh shit.
Like it was no one specific. It was just like a conversation that I had, and he was this one white dude. And it was just a conversation. You know, it was a topic. We exchanged words, and that was that. But he was very like, no, abortion is wrong, and I was more on like, oh well, this is my point of view. You know.
Shit, I feel like I low key
and like
that's why I'm in the middle because I have different views. And I have a view on this shit that is totally different. Like, I'm definitely pro-life till the day I die. I'm pro-life. I don't know. I feel like it's hard to take away. It just kind of depends where you think, you know, birth happens. So, shit, where people say, what is it, conception. At conception, I feel like I can stick with that, you know. Once it's conceded, bro, like, or whatever the fuck you call that shit, like... I don't know, like, I just feel like you can make it.
See, I know what you mean because you guys, I remember your pro-life your pro-life and your point of view was the reason why I decided like this is where I stand with it. Mm-hmm. Because remember way back when you guys explain your point of view. It was like, bro, like, it's like, how are you just gonna turn your back on the baby? And it was like, how are you just gonna kill it? You know, like, and that was it. It's like you have to take responsibility. Like, you and her did it. Like, you know, man up for that shit, own up to it, and adapt and make. Okay, so again, we're sorry. We're still trying to get our equipment up to date and up to speed, and our camera shuts off every now and then, but that is okay. And we left off on abortion topic, but I honestly forgot what we were talking about, but where we were taking it, because it was jumping back and forward. But anyways, this week,
Lakers won the championship. Let's go. Yeah. LA. Since fucking RIP Kobe, this was for you. RIP Kobe. Like, that is still devastating.
Other way, bro. That shit backwards. There you go.
Fuck. The Dodgers are playing. I don't know. I don't watch too much baseball like that. But I know the Dodgers are in the playoffs. They broke a record today. Most home runs in one inning.
Is that why I've been seeing the Dodgers like all over my fucking feed, and like
in the postseason.
Dodgers that, and everything.
Padres. They got eliminated. LA. The Yankees. I fuck with the Yankees, but they didn't make it. Fuck. Shit. What else happened? That's about it, right? Shit.
Yeah. Another week in the Valley. Nothing else. Breaking the fourth wall. Jay-Z. Anything?
Oh, Spider-Man.
Ah, yes. Alright, to my fucking audience and my comic nerds and my comic geeks and all my fucking hero lovers, I saw that there was a fucking leak or I think Sony said some shit, that they're making a fucking Spider-Man, but it's gonna include my dude Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. The two other ones from the other bro. Spider-Man. And they're gonna be
from the first one?
Yeah, from the first ever Spider-Man, and then the second Spider-Man. They're gonna be in the same movie with Tobey Maguire. I don't know if they're trying to go into the Spider-Verse, because that is a fucking thing now with after, what was the fucking movie called? Where Tony Stark died. I forgot the name.
Yeah. Fucking Avengers?
And the last Avengers movie, the way they left it off, Endgame, you know, I think with the stones destroying and everything, I feel like it fucked up the dimensions and parallel fucking universes and portals and shit, so I feel like they may be setting up the fucking Spideyverse with this whole crossing over and bringing them in.
It's cool because they can do so much shit with that.
They can do so much shit.
There's so much route taking
fucking CGI, computer graphics, and all this motherfucking shit is taking over, and they're making it look fucking neat. You know, so Spider-Man throwback is gonna come through. Shout out to Tobey Maguire.
No, bro, I'm just trying to hit the movies. Like,
hey, the movies are open though. That's one thing.
Yo, what's up?
Why the fuck are y'all wearing white? I just saw that.
We twinning, dog.
Alright, anyways, our fucking camera died. But it happens in life of a fucking creator that's not prepared and doesn't know the next steps and all this fucking shit. We're getting started in this thing as well, you know, little baby steps. But we'll get there. Another week has gone by. Filler number 2 is out and set. Thank you again for watching. It's been myself, Alan, my dude Kevin, and my boy Enrique. It's the Box 760 coming at you again. And we'll catch y'all.
Peace out.
Oh, yeah.
Woo!